Now, this street was miles long, but I noticed he never wore shoes. Then winter came. He was going up and down the street, no shoes. At one point, it even had snow on the ground. No coat, just in his T-shirt and jeans. And then I went out there, and tried to talk to him, and I realized he was a Vietnam vet. And, he was suffering from some type of mental disorder. And, I called the police trying to get help, and they said, no, we tried helping him before. He doesn't want help. Well, you know what? That's where when somebody doesn't want help and they clearly have a major mental issue, the judges need to commit them somewhere safe. Could you imagine this guy walking in the snow, in the winter, when it's freezing out, barefooted? I mean, the guy could have lost his legs, his feet, his toes. Crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, especially the older you get, to lose your circulation and lose toes with frostbite or just hypothermia in general. And that is, it gets to a point. So what if he doesn't want it? Maybe he's not mentally capable of making that decision that he doesn't need help, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, maybe somebody needs to step up, like a judge or something, saying just that he's not capable. We don't think he's capable to make a decision that he don't need help, especially if you can evaluate him and just talk to somebody. Some people, you can tell right away they need help and they just don't want to do it.
Yeah, well, I know they don't want to, but that's when the authorities need to do it. Now, the reason why probably the authorities didn't want to do it because the paperwork involved, I have no idea. But the guy, clearly needed help, and it was really, there's not much I could do. I think at one point I bought him a pair of shoes, and he actually put them on, and he was wearing them. Now, I mean, if somebody, anybody could have done the same thing. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. A rapper broke the world's record for rapping for 31 hours without a break straight.
Wow. I wonder where he found a voice to last that long. That is something. Whether it's singing or rap or even talking that long, you'd think you'd lose your voice. Wow. So that's got to be another Guinness Book of Records, another one.
Well, he did. He broke it. But here's the thing. To rap, have you ever listened to what you have to come up with?
Yeah,
and to keep going at it and for 31 hours, let alone doing it for a half an hour or an hour. 31 hours. Well, in Texas, a dog swallows a big piece of pie. Unfortunately, there was a fork attached to it.
Oh my. I bet there's an x-ray goes with it, shows the fork. Them poor dogs. I've seen dogs swallow more things that, of course, some dogs, like them horses you got, I don't think they even chew. They just swallow everything whole. So that's probably what happened there. And they gulped that pie up, fork and all.
Well, guess what? In 20 cities in the USA, that's right, 20 cities, people drop their pants, totally, no pants, just their underwear, and to ride the subways.
What was this National Drop Your Drawer Day? I missed out on that one, but that sounds like, yeah. But I've seen that happen in New York before without any special events.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say something here, too. I was rather disgusted today. And I am. I made a complaint on Facebook and to a couple groups. There is a guy with on some type of network that does a podcast. And he was using Facebook to promote his podcast. Well, the podcast is talking, it's straight X-rated, about sex. But not the sex education type of sex. Just pure raw sex.
Oh boy.
And I found that so disgusting. And I actually left a little comment about his show, Worst of the Worst, because I listened to 5 minutes of it. I couldn't even digest it anymore. But here's Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. Banning people for no reason. Right? Maybe they post on too many groups, or they said something politically they shouldn't have said. And they get banned up to 30 days. But here's a guy promoting on one of the groups a sex podcast.
Oh my goodness!
And when I tuned into it and I couldn't listen to 5 minutes of it. I mean, I thought I know everything and knew everything about sex, but this was straight dirty sex.
Oh boy!
And he's promoting it on Facebook, and Facebook hasn't pulled it down yet. Hopefully, they do.
And that Facebook, they're so backwards. Back in June, Gary, remember when I told you that somebody flagged a couple of my posts and they were PG? You know what they were. It was back when I had my show. Well, there was nothing wrong with them. So I requested can you review these? Well, guess what? Yesterday, 7 months later, they said, "Oh, we are so sorry. There was nothing wrong with your post. You can post them again now." 7 months later, now and remember, they shut me down for 3 days because of that too. Just like you're saying, it wasn't 30, but it was 3. But it could be the next time, and there was nothing wrong with them. But then in this case, you got, like you're saying, somebody that truly should be stopped. I've seen stuff on there that is just right down vulgar that shouldn't even be on there, but Lord have mercy, if you say the wrong thing or something else that's nothing wrong with it, they'll shut that down. It makes no sense.
Well, if it was commercial broadcasting, okay, as you know, I've already gotten, in the past 6 months, maybe 2 fines from the Federal Communication Commission because we are heard on a few radio stations, and I said a couple things I shouldn't have said. And I'm appealing those fines. Now, but here on the internet, you can pretty much, on this side of it, you can say anything you want because it's not regulated by the FCC, which it should be. It really should. But when then you got somebody on there that, young people are on Facebook. I'm talking young people. And I have nothing against somebody doing an X-rated or a triple X-rated podcast. I don't. But I just don't think it should be on Facebook or someplace where some younger people can see it. That was my main concern. If the guy wants to talk about, whatever, let him. I don't care. I just don't like it on Facebook where young people can see it and tune into something that's that disgusting. Right.
I agree with you 100%. And they really should set something up to, target stopping that kind of stuff. Not just because somebody's jealous or they're mad or they don't like something and then just report just because out of spite and there's nothing wrong with it. And then 7 months later, oh, we're sorry. No, this is what you're saying has legit stuff that should be stopped or monitored or regulated or something.
Now, like I said, if you say the wrong thing on Facebook, they'll ban you for 3 days, 7 days, or up to 30 days. If you post something that is not politically correct, you can get banned. I mean, it's frustrating. Facebook is really starting to change to the point it's not Facebook like it used to be. When you used to go like Facebook Live, you get thousands of people watching. The average Facebook Live now, and I was talking to 2 other hosts today, and they said they're not going to do Facebook Live anymore because they average 50 to 60 people. It's not like it was. You know what, though? They got a cure for it. Pay them this amount of money for this amount of people can maybe see it.
Yeah, keyword there's maybe, because the honestly, I don't care if you have 100 friends or 5,000 friends. Facebook will regulate where no more than probably average of 25 people will have the chance to see that, to even want to have the choice to go watch your stuff. And like you just said, they'll send you a thing, hey, we can boost the number of people that will see it for this amount or that amount. And they'll say this much you get, maybe this many people can see it. But even in those numbers are exaggerated. It doesn't come out to what they say. So it's and the ironic part was, I believe it was created so you could, what they call it, communicate with all your friends, not be regulated. Because what happened, I think they said, you know what, we've got to find a way to make money out of this. And I think that's what it all ends up being about.
I don't know, but it seems like, well, for $30, 600 and some people can see. Well, you know what? The average person to spend $30 for 600 and some people, they can go buy the biggest kite they could ever get their hands on. Maybe a big, huge box kite and go fly it.
Yeah, and we'll call Guinness and have them watch it when they fly it. Maybe they might break a record with it.
I don't know. Maybe Facebook is going the same place MySpace went.
Yeah, where did it go?
Well, I think it's still there, kind of, a little bit. I don't know. But I tell you, one day, MySpace was the hottest thing. And within a week, it was like nobody was there anymore. They all banded it and went to Facebook. Now, Facebook is going the same way. A lot of advertising. And if you want to make, you got, why do they let people even have 5,000 friends? Because only maybe 5% of all your friends will ever see you posting anything. You just got 5,000 friends for what? For your own ego? Or
that's true.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Because you're not going to be able, I guess you could contact each one of the 5,000 and say hi to them. But when you post something up, they're not going to see what you're posting.
Nope, not at all. And another thing about that, Facebook won't let you have over 5,000 friends either. They cut you off at 5,000.
Well, what's the point of, if you have 50 friends or 5,000, if only 50 people out of 5,000 see your post, why bother giving you 5,000? Anyway, we're going to be on break. We'll be back in 3 minutes, and we'll continue on with the crazy news and I'm not going to even say it. We'll be back.
You and I, living in the strangest of times, on my hill, watching while the cities rise from the cleft that we left when the sun beat it down into the valley. Of times, you and me, watching while the cities rise and fall like rain. Seems like I knew you before, but when I knew you then. Funny how the colors bend when lifetimes start to blend, and we've been spinning mysteries Mandela. Oh, living in the strangest of times, you and me, watching while the cities rise and fall like rain, fall like rain, fall like rain, fall like rain.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. From our compound, from the West Coast to the East Coast to worldwide, both on the internet and terrestrial radio, you're listening to Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark.
And here I am. And you know what? I'm just not, I am upset. I just couldn't believe what I saw today on Facebook. I mean, like I said, I think freedom of speech, you can have any type of podcast, any type of radio show you want on the internet. I have nothing wrong with that. The guy got mad and then he responded on one of my things, worst of the worst. That's what I said to him on his show. I said, worst of the worst. So he dumped that on a couple of my shows just to get back at me. I didn't want to even say that, but I mean, it made me flatly sick, James, to see a show promoting filthy sex on Facebook. And that's what it is. It's not a normal. I listened to it. I was in so much shock that somebody could do a show like that.